Welcome to Date with Danu right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Today is all about celebrating women as we walk into the month of March. Let's speak with 4 very independent, powerful women on the show today.
Hi, I'm Sulochana Segera, the founder of Women in Management.
My name is Minoli Wickramasinghe. I'm the Managing Director of Capital Trust Properties.
I'm Dr. Manisha Rodrigo, Managing Director of Bopiti Auto.
I'm Minoli Wadugodapitiya. I am the Managing Director and Chairperson of PAMS Hydropower, Sulochana Eco Resort and Simply Women Private Limited.
Just to brief you why the Women's Day is very important. I think in Asian countries, women are less empowered, and so it's a critical moment to highlight what should be done for women.
As a company, we always make sure that we are recruiting women in our business processes, and we empower them to grow, and we help them to go to the next level of their journey.
My message to all the women is they have to be financially independent. Their lifestyle changes when they start earning money, and especially Sri Lankan women are highly skilled, very capable. If they can manage time, they can have a family, and also they can be financially independent too.
International Women's Day reminds us how beautiful it is to be a woman. And who is a woman? If any of you all can answer that question, you have found yourself within you. Women's Day reminds us that we are empowered, we are powerful, and also we have a responsibility towards us and to other women. Share the opportunities and appreciate other women, and also recognize the women who are contributing to the economy. And happy International Women's Day.
Welcome to the show. It's a special one because we're celebrating women, and the cause for this year, International Women's Day, always celebrates with a message, and this time it's Accelerate Action. And that's what has been made the theme for 2025. In a world where we are thinking about moving forward, being innovative, being inclusive, with all of these terms and fancy words used, are we actually doing it? And is it actually hard to survive in this big wide world when you're a woman? Let's speak to 4 people who have really proved themselves and also done so much, not only for themselves but also men, women out there as well. I'm very happy to have a very familiar face on our channel, Sulochana. We also have Manisha. I'll tell you about her. We have Minoli, and last but not least, we have Manoji. Let's start with Manoji because she does a job that would have been told many years ago, what? That's what a man will do. What in the world do you know about that? Correct?
Yes.
Tell me about your journey into what you got into. Please, I want to know, you're the only or the first woman who works in
Hydropower.
hydropower. Like, I don't know what is that. Please explain.
That is, we supply electricity to the national grid now for nearly 21 years. And I think I am the only woman who has done this kind of a project. So I'm not telling women to do hydropower, but I feel that women must do something. Sri Lankan women are extremely talented. If they can balance home and work and time, they have to earn. They have to be empowered financially. Then everything in their lives change. They will never get humiliated. They will never be abused. Financial security is the key for women to thrive in 2025.
Now this hydropower, like 21 years ago, when you thought of making this your venture, was there any opposition coming your way, saying no, just stay at home, what are you trying to do?
No, actually, my late husband encouraged me and he helped. Both of us started together. Eventually, he's no more now, and I continued. I had a lot of encouragement from my family. I had a lot of support. Even from the village, there was some kind of a resistance, but when they got to know us, it was easy. And it's a very lucrative business. It's like my pension.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying.
And I take 1/3 of my income, and now I give back to society. I work in the Valikada prison for the last 10 years now, and we are into doing a lot of projects for the women to make their lives comfortable. Then I work with Dr. Lanka
For the Indira Cancer Trust.
in the Cancer Trust in a big way. And I sponsor an elders home called Metsarana. We are the sole sponsor about this elders home, and this is all done with the hydropower money I get.
That's amazing. In terms of doing good and creating a space for women and finding many dates of the year to celebrate women, I think Sulochana has really made a mark in Sri Lanka. She has celebrated women not only in Sri Lanka but also across the world. Women in management has become a global brand, which is absolutely something to be proud about. Sulo, when you started your journey in recognizing women, sometimes people could say, what is this, an award ceremony? But that gives a place for a woman to be celebrated, to stand loud and proud in the society, to give her a voice to speak about her achievements. When you started this journey of doing these award ceremonies, did you think it'll stay on?
When I started it, Danu, it was 5 awards.
Ah, that's it.
Right? So, and there was no award. I can't remember there was an award when I started in 2011. But then when I invited, I couldn't get a hotel in Colombo. They said it's a women's day and they didn't like it. So I had to go out of Colombo like Nigambo to organize it, and I actually I paid by myself to the hotel. I invited 200 people, only 75 turned up. And with that 75, everyone asked me, even my family asked me, are you mad? Right? And I didn't want, because for me, celebrating women is not just celebrating their achievement, but also to ensure that other women can look up for them. Because we say women don't support, women are jealous with each other, women not celebrating. Yeah, there is something like that, but I would say that is less than 10%. But there are 90% that women are supportive of women. So I want to look at that 90%, not the 10%. But I never thought I'm going to a global platform that everyone wants to be recognized under the top 50, because then now I see that a lot of awards has come. But people still say, when is the top 50 awards? So they look forward to it because they know it's not easy to get an award.
And from 5 to 50 is, that's a...
Yeah, 5 awards, now 50 awards. So I think the journey, I never dreamed, because I'm not a person who dream for the future. I live for the present. And for me, the dream was not to get something that globally recognized, but I want every woman to be known with a respect and identity of themselves. I always say, don't carry your title and don't use your past title to introduce you. Just your name is enough for yourself.
That's amazing. All those former ministers stop using it, saying, I was a former minister. Who cares? Currently or not. Let's get into a segment before we speak to the two ladies in the middle. This is called Hot Seat. Have to give them some trouble, no? If you're considering wellness to be a part of your life and thinking about celebrating your well-being, mind, body and soul, well, Crystal Luxury Wellness is the place for you to go check out. Now, Crystal has this haven of a place called Crystal Villa. It's a place for you to go unwind, get the right kind of therapies that you need, whether it's work pressure, whether it's a sports injury massage, or you just want to relax and unwind. Well, they have so many options for you with professional assistance from doctors, nurses, and so much more. Visit Crystal today for more details on how you can get the best for yourself. Thank you for joining us on Date with Danu. Little hint here. Oh, see, this is the type of endorsements I can do when your brand comes on board. Doing a pitch for the show. It has been a dry month for us, that's why. Anyway, Sulo, tell will you something? Just, if your 50 people can sponsor this show, I'll give them an award. All right, here we go. Hot seat. Okay, now you all can't be all proper and prim and all. You all have to get angry with a few people and they will hate you after this show. Here we go. Ottara Kasturi Ramani. Whose journey has been a true inspiration for you personally? This question is for all four of you. You all can choose an answer.
Can you repeat the names?
Ottara Kasturi Ramani.
Kasturi.
Custody.
Kasturi.
Kasturi.
Is it easier to work for a man or for a woman as a boss?
Woman.
I have
Either.
never looked at the gender when I'm working.
Yes.
So for
either.
me, both
For
are
me, either.
Yeah, it
It's
depends.
okay.
You all are really from some other planet. Women can be really tough to work for.
Yeah, but then they
We also
look at their
women
well-being.
bosses.
No.
But they look
We
at
also
They're very
women bosses.
straightforward.
they look at the well-being. They look at
Yeah,
personal
absolutely.
things when a woman is the
No,
boss.
when the woman is a boss, you can't make fun or you can't cheat on a woman because
Absolutely.
that person knows.
They are
A
more
man-
honest,
Yeah,
I
they are
think.
honest.
And they look after the workforce.
You're having 4 women, Danu. Be careful the questions you're asking. Okay, proceed.
Do you feel that fighting for women's rights have become a status than an actual cause today?
Yes.
I think it has become a cause actually for me. It's
Okay.
a cause, yeah.
You have to fight for that
Yeah.
cause.
Because I see injustice.
But do
wherever
you
we
feel
go.
that people are actually doing it, or they're just creating awareness just so that they can?
It
look
depends. I
inclusive?
think in certain instances it might be, but most instances there's a true effort in
Some are doing it actually.
in creating that.
It has become a buzzword.
Yeah.
She's on a
It's a-
total different role here. It has just become all of y'all are just talking nonsense. I'm with you, Sulo. Some people can't even pour water properly. Oh, women are the ones who are like, I just poured water into a glass. Why? It's very scary, men. I might tell you. You want men to experience one thing that women go through. What would that be?
Inviting for a women thing or only a one man or a panel discussion, say we are gender inclusive and including a one man rather with women, how you feel uncomfortable, I want them to feel it, and asking the same question about only from women, how do you balance home and work when and that question asked from the man, and also to speak about other women, that is colleagues, not your mother and daughter.
You have really planned this.
I am not.
You have never wanted them to experience monthly period cycles?
No.
No, none of this. What have you?
For me, I think men should hear what I hear from my
Viewpoint.
Yes, yes.
I think women has a lot of challenges. As being a woman is a huge challenge because you multitask. Now, when I ask my husband to do something, he's like, no, one thing at a time. That's not how I can operate in any instance. We have to multitask, right? So I don't think men can do that as efficiently as we.
Men can't expect the woman to do everything. Run a house, look after the children. Now they expect you to work and bring the money also. So they have to change their attitude. We also have to say
Absolutely.
we also can do only one thing. So it has to change.
Connect him to that hydro plant when he'll also supply some power. Last one. If you could give one advice to the young women out there, what would it be? Or to the young version of yourself?
Please do a job. Please have your own money and work. Never give up work just because you get married, you have 10 children. Please don't give up. Do something and earn your money because that gives you a security plus status in society, in the family, in-laws, children, everything. So you have to
Work.
earn your money and work. Never give up work for anything.
I have 2 daughters, so I keep on telling, you need to study, you have to be independent, and you have to be financially literate, and independent at the same time. What happens is, a lot of the companies that women form, the men are in control, right? And then you really don't have a control of your finances. You don't know how to invest. A lot of the top women I know, because I'm in the financial field. We own the largest stockbroking company, and I know very few, out of the 100%, only about 1% of women are even in the stock market. Why? Because they don't know how to invest, or they don't have the confidence. They know, but they don't have the confidence to do so. So that is very important, and I think Sri Lanka is one of the countries where women financial literacy is very low, or they are not confident to
take that risk, or to think of it as a challenge and take it.
Absolutely.
For young people, I have to say, start now, start today. If people says no or do it tomorrow, don't take those words, start now.
For me, be independent does not mean you should not get married or you should not do things. Independence means making your own decisions, whether you fail or not. And also, I want to say, sugar daddies are very temporary, not worth it. Make your own sugar daddy by yourself, earning, and live a respectful life.
Absolutely.
I don't mind a sugar daddy. If there's someone, please apply. Even sugar mother is fine. Sulo?
Yeah, there are a lot of sugar mothers, only people talking about sugar daddies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sulo has said she'll find me one. Let's get into a break. Something new is cooking at Cinnamon Grand Colombo. They have given Cheers Pub a brand new look. If you have not checked it out, you're missing out. They even have a private area that you can close up for a party. You have the big screens playing your favorite games. They have the food that really does hit all your favorite taste buds. You can enjoy all of this at Cheers Pub. Welcome back to the show, speaking to four very independent women. Now, I'm going to speak to Minoli. Minoli, you spoke about your two daughters. Tell me about your profession, and has it been a challenge being the best in what you do?
Yes, it has. Actually, I started my career at DFCC Bank and in Maersk, a shipping company, and I was the only woman in the company, and I was in charge of the finance division. I had to report to the international officers in Hong Kong, and then I started my own business, Capital Trust Properties. I joined my husband, who had the stockbroking company, and we diversified into real estate. So I was the founder of Capital Trust Properties, and we had only 2 employees by the time that we formed the company. It was a challenge because in Sri Lanka, women are looked down, and in certain sectors, it's very challenging to go higher, right? So I was in male-dominated fields, stockbroking to the property sector is more male-dominated, but I persist. My perseverance and the love of that profession made me what I am. So it was very challenging. I mean, I kept to my professionalism and ethics wherever that was needed. I never broke that, and sometimes it brought me down, but I didn't care. I just kept to it, and now we are the largest property transaction company in Sri Lanka, and wanted by most of the largest developers, the big names like John Keels. We are the property transaction arm. Then Overseas Realty, Twin Peaks, we are the transaction arm. port city. We are a agent for the port city as well. So we do most of the property transactions in commercials, residentials, all of that. And we have A to Z in real estate services. So we also formed other companies like Capital Trust Valuations. So the thing is, it was challenging, but I think if you do it right, and if you persevere at what you do, I think you can be what you want. I mean, I never thought I'll be the largest property transaction company in Sri Lanka now. So here I am.
That's amazing. Now, the lady seated right next to her is someone who wanted to do things a bit too young. She completed her PhD and she's one of the youngest PhD holders in Sri Lanka at the age of 25.
21.
You got your PhD when you're 21?
Yes.
Is it even legal?
Yes, it is.
Now you're 25.
Now 27.
Clearly got the age wrong. I would have heard 21 and thought, who can do at 21? So what did you do? Like, did you like do your O-levels and all?
Yes, I did my O-levels, A-levels, my degree, masters, everything.
Means you like... So you studied like 5 things together?
Not 5 things, mostly 2 to 3 things, yes.
You finished school at the right age?
Yes.
Not like early?
No.
But it's remarkable. At the age of 21, you want to do your PhD. I'm
Yes.
extremely proud of you.
Yes.
But tell me, how was the process to that and what sort of drove you?
Yes, of course, my business. So I studied and also I had a business of manufacturing automobile leaf springs in Sri Lanka. So we do manufacturing them. So I have to recall my mother and father. My father is doing manufacturing all the suspension components other than the leaf spring in Sri Lanka for now 44 years. My mother is manufacturing all the rubber and rubber metal bonded components in Sri Lanka for about 20 years now. So I wanted to start something new. So I thought, why not the leaf spring, where my father and mother manufacturing, all the components are combined at the leaf spring. So I opened another company, and with that experience, I think I managed to finish up all my educational side like not on time before that time, because I could finish my assignments more faster than all the other students. I think it's because of my practical knowledge that I applied from all the companies.
I think this is the child that people want. And this is the child that people get. Now, I have to ask, are you single? I'm just curious.
Okay. Can say that I'm taken.
That man has some guts. We'll come back and speak more because we have a segment called One Word. So we have questions and this is called One Word, right? Keep it quick, keep it fast. You can also be a bit more enthusiastic. Like the new bride, like playing with her bangles. Have you ever eavesdropped on someone or peeked at them without them noticing?
No.
No.
Never.
If you could be an animal for a day, what animal would you choose to be?
Rabbit.
Dog.
One at a time.
Dog.
An eagle.
A dog.
Rabbit.
Rabbit, you can die easily. They're very sensitive. If the world would freeze for an afternoon and only you could move and no one else could see you or remember that you did, what would you do?
I would love to meet Donald Trump.
Thank God nobody can remember that. No, I was just saying. You?
I would eat something.
I do the same thing as dog.
Meet Donald Trump.
Yes.
I would like to see Richard Gere, even for a minute, and talk to him personally.
That's a sexual interest.
No,
I'm just
I like him.
like,
Always liked him.
you?
I said Donald Trump.
For what?
Because okay, people will not like it, but he's my favorite politician because he's not looking at the world as a politician angle, as a businessman. So I feel that's what Sri Lanka also should
But
look
he
at.
also groped women and...
Yeah, but I'm saying it, I'm looking at him as not as a politician.
right. So what, it's okay for a politician to grope women?
I said he's looking at the world as not as a politician, but as
He's
a
looking
business.
at it as a business, yeah.
Yeah, it's a business. I
Fine,
think
fine.
for a developing country in Sri Lanka, we should look at
Yeah,
Sri
that
Lanka
is
as
true.
a business. So
Because
that's why I'm interested.
Our ones are only groping women and not developing the country. At least they can do both. What's your routine every night just before you go to sleep? Are you all the skin care type?
Absolutely not. No. I would plan my next day.
I will ensure that I watch a funny film, something to comedy. I never watch anything to sorrow. Enjoy it and go to sleep.
I have to watch TV before I sleep.
None of y'all do like skin care, like...
No, we don't.
Y'all are such inspiring women. Do you think you could punch someone and knock them off their senses if you have to?
Oh yeah, 1,000 times.
Others?
Depending on the situation, yes.
But you could,
sometimes,
okay.
yeah. I would, but I can't tell you who.
Same here.
Correct.
Sulo, you said it with a lot of passion. I'm actually worried. Let's move aside. Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after. Talking about International Women's Day, Celine is a brand to reckon with. They have really gone out there and helped women not only stand on their own feet, but become their own leaders in developing skills and at the same time making them their own bosses, where they can make these extremely beautiful fabric by hand and at the same time contribute back to Celine, making it a beautiful chain that builds community. Celine also has a branch for you to go purchase these well-crafted fabric, homeware, stationery, toys, you name it. It's all done to keep this business going and also to keep more women inspired and take their income to be the household's spine. So go ahead, contribute towards Celine and their greater cause by purchasing or shopping or even checking them online for more details. Now, here's the question. Everyone is talking about women-run organization, men working with women, giving the respect and the space for a woman to grow. But something that I always keep in mind is when you say equal rights, understanding the gender, understanding the possibilities and the things that can and can't be done in terms of what the gender can do. Like, you can't expect a woman to carry a chair and come across the building when you can actually get someone who is a bit more masculine and a man to do it. That doesn't mean the woman is weaker. That just means common sense. But as y'all run women-run organization, you all have multiple men reporting to you. Do you feel even in that presence, some men have this chip about reporting to a woman, or like, do I have to make, am I actually in any way more powerful than I could, like, put my little guard up a little bit and just say that, I know better. Has there ever been a moment like this? Because all three trades that y'all are in is very man-oriented.
Shall I go first? So I think it depends on the leader you are. If you have inculcated that confidence in them, I don't think they will go above you or anything like that. So for me, I have seen the female and male employees all behave the same way. So for me, I have not seen a difference in that. It all depends on how you are the role model.
I think first you have to know exactly about your business. You have to be the best at it. And then you have to see that they trust you. They value your guidance. I'll give you an example. 2.5 years, the hydropower sector was not paid. And every 30th, their salary is spent. Actually, though we were not paid, I even gave them the bonus. So that after that incident mainly, they realized whatever happens, our boss is there. And also, I don't make them feel that they are working for PAMS Hydropower. They work with PAMS Hydro. Even our Sulochana resort, where we have male, female both, they don't work for Sulochana. They work with. So that's the main thing. You have to make them feel that they are part of the business. If we grow 80%, we have to pull them 40%. Their living standards, where their children, whether the children go to school, what the wives do, whether they have a home, whether they have a vehicle. All my employees have, either we have helped them to build the house, buy the land or the vehicle. The children go to good schools. The wives are employed because we give them the industrial machines and we teach them to sew. So we have to make them feel that they are part of the business. Like we can't grab and say all the profits are for us, you have to share the profits. Then you don't have that much of trouble.
Danu, can I say one word?
Yeah,
I think what Manoji said was right. The leader or the boss has to actually know their trade much better than anyone else, and you have to come to the ground and then do the actual thing, which is not done like in most cases, even in the government, right? So I know my job very well, so no one can go and say something that cannot be done or can be done or whatever. So I think that is the main thing. You have to know your trade very well if you are to be a leader in whatever you do.
Yeah, for me, I totally agree with these two ladies. For me, I think it's a bit different because I started too young. Earlier, when I really started, I had some of those cases, but as Minoli said, I knew all the parts, like to stores, to manufacturing, to production, to up to the security office, everything. So if someone comes
to challenge you,
to challenge me, so I knew everything. So at this point of life, I will not have that problems now.
Yeah, end of the day, your intelligence and age might have confused people a little bit in terms of what they can get from you. Now I'm going to come back and speak to Sulochana about women in management going global, and this year seems to be a very special year. She has something to say about that when we do come back after that. Welcome back to the show. I think these ladies are learning something new during every break. But anyway, I wanted to ask you, Sulochana, this brand, Women in Management, there was a huge gap in the industry at that time for recognizing women, and also not only that, for women to come from a home-based business or to something that they're contributing or a project that they have they've innovated. All of these things started getting the limelight that it deserves after organizations like you came forward to highlight this. Big or small, they've changed a section of people's lives. Now, this year, you said it's a special year because
15 years.
And y'all are going global and people are using your model of recognition.
Yeah, so we just opened the global chapter and anyone from anywhere in the world can get the membership. It's already on, and the global leadership is from 9 countries who's setting all our women. Apart from that 15 years journey, this year I think 2 of them are in my board on SME. So we want to get, because Sri Lankan economy run with SME, but we do not recognize them. We always talk about the brands and big companies, but our backbone is Sri Lankan SMEs.
100%.
So we are bringing SME into the picture, and we are going to have a WIM week in Sri Lanka opening for global. So it's mainly it will be in September in Sri Lanka, where SMEs are there, where women are there, where men are there, and it's going to be a women week, women in management week. Why we are saying is, for me, I think Sri Lanka has to come up with out from this island mindset. We are no more island. We are connected to the world. We have tourism is booming, but are we using the tourism in the right way that we can go to the global? And not just that, we have to encourage industries, manufacturing and exports. Exactly. 52.8% women are in Sri Lanka. And our calculations say 34% of women in the economy, which is, I don't agree with the numbers, because one of the thing is, those numbers are taken with EPF, ETF for the company, but there are, I think every woman at home is contributing. How they also can get into the economy, and also how they can get into an economy where the money comes to. So that is something we are highlighting this year. 15 years journey is not just another award ceremony. It's a recognition for the Sri Lanka in a global platform.
Amazing. Now, talking about strong, independent women, a lot of men either feel intimidated or they'll feel, oh, this is just too much of drama, I don't want to deal with it. What would you say to them about women having an opinion should not be seen as a bother, but it has to be seen as something to, wow, because not every woman, some could be soft-spoken and yet extremely skilled and very persevering in what they do. Some could be outspoken, very vivacious and yet be very target-oriented. What would you tell to the men out there in how they should see women? Because we are coming from an Asian background, and I think we take a longer time to, and we are still talking about it in 2025, that means there is a problem. So what would you say?
So I would think that you know, we have a huge population of women who are very educated. I think they're much more, some of them are much more educated than the men itself, but we are not taking use of it. So it's not about men or women. Women also have a lot of strategic opinions that can be brought into board level decision making, which is not done in a lot of the companies, and they are not taken seriously, right? So I think that has to be recognized, and women too have to not to be intimidated and be confident enough to get your voice heard. It might be a little difficult, but it can happen. I mean, in my opinion, it really can happen because I am a product of it.
Amazing. Would you like to say something? How has your life been in terms of seeing your mum and dad, their dynamics? What has inspired you, and how have you felt your mum has maneuvered her stay and her say in the business?
Yes, I think she said, most of the women are educated now, and people think women should stay at home, they should do all the home works and all. I think it's the educational system in Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan system has to be changed. All the women and men also have to be learned that women are more capable, and as an example, women can analyze things without numbers. So that's just an example. So there are so many
things. And these are skills that are inbuilt.
So many things that women can do, like someone said today, they are multi-talented, multitask, they can do so many things at once. So in my opinion, that's the something that all the Sri Lankan people should consider.
I think it's a more cultural thing where
Yes.
Asian cultures, the woman is expected to stay back at home and,
Always
tend to their family.
Always take a back seat.
Yeah, but then in Western countries, the burden is shared between the man and the woman equally. So I think that is getting there. The next generation is not going to be like the previous generations. They're not going to tolerate.
Recently, I actually went on a singular chat show, and because it was Valentine's Day, and one of the questions that the host asked from this girl was, so can you cook and feed your husband, and can you look after him well? And so I was in between this question, and I said, what type of a question is this? Not because of anything. It's not that you can't expect the woman to do that. Exactly. She can cook. That
Kitchen is not cooking only for women.
Exactly.
Kitchen is cooking.
Exactly.
Is used for. I always say, when a man cooks, he's a professional chef. When a woman cooks, that's a duty. That's a difference.
Now I ate my story, but it's okay. But it's just that, I was shocked to know that they actually could question this person, and she has a phenomenal voice. And I said, shouldn't it be the other way around? What if she's busy performing everywhere and she comes home to a nice meal? Or they both bite because none of them can cook. And I don't think that's a problem. But anyway, by the way, if you're wondering, Sulo and I have this love-hate relationship. It's genuinely true. Our conversations have been censored most of the time. Now, this is a segment that I really wanted to do with these ladies. It's called K. Our friends at Midnight Divas, thank you so very much for being a part of this show. Normally, I do ask very strange questions for this segment, but something that I wanted to ask these ladies, a bit different. There's always this term, he's a man, he has needs. So that's all right. How important would you say is for women to have an equal level conversation about sex within their marriage life, within their relationships with their significant partner? Because sometimes in our country, women do not talk about it, and sometimes women are deprived when the man is out there having a gala time. How would you approach this topic, and what would you tell to those who are maybe getting into a relationship, who are young, who may be at least sometimes naive enough to not speak about it? Your opinion.
I think I should stay out of this question.
That's the view, but sex is a human right, human desire, and it doesn't has to be put it in a box, say this is for men, this is for women. So it's for both are human. First, the thing is, sadly, Asians and especially Sri Lankans, they think sex is a need of a man, not a need of a woman. No, it's equally both parties need it, and it's something to enjoy, not to suffer.
Correct.
Sri Lankans are suffering with the word sex without really enjoying the sex. That's why we are big in numbers of searching sex.
Correct.
Rather than really enjoying it. As a human, it's a need. You should enjoy, and I think it should. We are asking whether it should be taught to children. I would say, first, you have to educate the adults to enjoy the sex.
And also to
embrace it.
Correct. And also this whole idea of men being forgiven when he's seen out there with many, but a woman being name called the minute she tries to segregate in a way that is not socially right. Your opinion on that? Because especially you have daughters who are going into the world and seeing life in a total different way.
So to me, I'm a professional, and to me, I have to meet male counterparts even at meetings, right? So I don't really care what other people think. That is something that I really absolutely don't care. And I may have, dinners with not my husband, maybe someone else. And I really don't care. So I think it's about how you
See it as
see what others think, which a lot of people have this stigma, right? What are others thinking? So if you don't really bother about that, I don't think there is an issue.
Yeah, I agree with Minoli because hydropower is all male dominated.
Exactly.
So if I don't meet people, then what happens? How can I progress?
Correct.
So it depends on maybe the way you conduct yourself.
And also, in a world where we are currently, marital rape is still considered, that's your family problem, not ours.
It's not a crime.
That's
In
a
Sri
sad
Lanka,
side.
it's not a crime.
And that is a sad part. So knowing your rights and also speaking about what could happen between those four walls, and if it is not something that you are enjoying and embracing, that means it's not something that you need to be a part of. So that's something for you to keep in mind. Young or old, I think this information needs to be just put out there. It's very important. Break time, we'll see you after. Welcome back to the show, our final segment with these four beautiful ladies. Having strong opinions, making decisions, going out there, changing the world. This has to be everyone's dream, man, woman, nobody cares. But when we are created as humans, certain people are born with some inbuilt skills, and there's a reason behind it. Women have been blessed with multitasking facilities because they bear children, they look after their emotions, their needs, they look after themselves and everyone around them. And this has been a skill that has been there throughout. And I have always championed that because I always say I'm dominated and I have been brought up by women. Even the dogs at my house, they dominate me in terms of females. I'm telling you, what they do is women teach you empathy and not to sympathize. They give you the chance to think beyond and not think just in one way. They also tell you how to see in a different perspective than the only perspective that you want to see it in. And these are skills that women are blessed to share with men. And I say it as someone who has had the luxury of experiencing it, not by one, but two very strong women. And to those who are watching this show, as we celebrate and find a reason to create more noise about women and their space in this world and their contribution to this world, what would you tell them for 2025? Just want a small message from you all before we wrap things up.
Be independent. I will tell all women to be independent financially and otherwise also be independent. Don't depend on anybody. You earn your own money. You decide what is best for you. That's my message to all women.
I would say to all the women out there to maintain their mental stability. So if women's mental health is stabilized, I think women can do much more than that they are doing now.
And I would say if you have a passion in life, just go for it. And you will get there, because if you really have a passion, you'll get there. And be independent, like what Manoji said. And financial literacy and independence is absolutely needed if you want to go to the next level in your career.
You don't need to be anyone, be yourself. Love yourself. Imperfect you is perfectly enough.
There. Thank you so very much for being here, ladies. Absolutely loved having you, and your achievements have been remarkable, and the fact that we could celebrate the work you have done and people find this show to inspire them in some way, that will be the greatest comment and acknowledgement I can get. So thank you so very much for being here. Continue doing what you all are doing and continue winning the world.
Thank you, and I always enjoy with you.
I know. So and thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much for joining us. I really hope all of you had a wonderful Women's Day. Until we see you again, keep smiling. It's a wrap.